How's everyone doing? My name's Kevin Alcooney, and I'm a librarian here in the Exploration and Creativity Department of the Los Angeles Public Library. Joining me today is my amazing boss, Diana Levo-Posner, Principal Librarian and Associate Director of the E&C Department. She's a big deal. Thank you for letting us do this. Yeah, I can give her a hand.
Yes, and give Kevin a hand. Hello. Well, before we begin, we'd like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities, our Library Foundation, and our behind-the-scenes staff for helping bring the LMAID programs to you. LMAID focuses on the diverse landscape of Los Angeles, highlighting the immense artistic and performance talent that has developed in the course of the city's eclectic history. If you would like to see more of our amazing programs, please visit our online calendar at lapl.org/events. And for our LMAID programs, visit lapl.org/LAMADE.
All right, well done. We'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize and acknowledge the first people of this land, honor their elders past and present, as well as their descendants who are citizens of these nations. For more information on which territory you may reside on, check out native-land.ca. Just a couple other housekeeping tips. Please silence your electronic devices so we don't distract our performers this afternoon. Please take a moment to notice the exits, one on the left, just one behind, just in case anything happens.
If you parked in the garage underneath the library today, you can get your parking ticket validated at the information desk in the main lobby, and the parking will only be $1. As long as you parked, I know, woohoo! As long as you parked after 9:30 a.m. and you leave before 5:30 p.m. And please, no eating or drinking, of course you can have water, in the auditorium. We'd really appreciate that. Yes. And the bathrooms are down. If you exit and then turn to your right and then right again, you'll see the restrooms and a drinking fountain.
Lastly, we'd like to let you know that the library's Big Read Challenge is still going on, featuring the award-winning novel, Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. If you are interested in participating in this program, we still have free copies of this novel to give away. So at the end of this program, if you want to pick one up, they'll be out in the lobby for you. And we have a little guide inside as well, talking about all the different programs that we're having for our Big Read program. So grab a free book if you want on the way out. Okay, and now for our today's amazing program, the library's 150th anniversary celebration with stand-up comedians Chris Estrada and Jesus Trejo. Yeah, that's the part where you guys clap.
Woo, that's why you're here.
They can hear everything. All right, and just for some context, today is the 150th day of the library's 150th celebration.
Woo, 150.
Yeah. So after the show, if you want to check out the exhibit documenting the 150 years, it's on the second floor. It's free to check out. So to recap, grab a book, check out the exhibit,
and get your parking.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Yeah.
All right, your turn.
So first up is Jesus Trejo. He's a Los Angeles-based comedian, actor, and writer. Born and raised in Long Beach, LBC, shout out, come on. Trejo's first hour stand-up special, Stay at Home, Son, recently premiered on Showtime. He is currently a staff writer on Hulu's This Fool, and he's also a published children's author.
Oh, yeah. So,
Papa's Magical Water Jug Clock, and it's bilingual. So we'll be having that available in the library as soon as we can get it cataloged. And maybe we can have Jesus come to some of your author programs. So.
Yeah, so check out to see if he's available doing a program at a local branch. And so let's welcome Jesus. Come on out.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How we doing? Good? Thanks for being here. There's a lot of room spread out, you guys. This is good. How cool is this? Who came for the $1 parking? That's pretty good. That's the only reason I'm here. I wasn't even booked to tell jokes. I'm like, you know what? I got to take it up. Just pay $1. That's pretty good. That usually doesn't happen. No, I'm kidding. So they said that whoever laughs the most tonight, they'll get rid of all your late fees on your account. So keep that in mind as you hear my joke. I grew up pretty broke. Like my mom used to rinse out Lunchables and use them as ice trays. Big meat and cheese sized compartment ice cubes. You're thinking, do they fit in cups? No, we have to wait. We put them on top, they melt, then doom. All right, now you put water in there. I used to be embarrassed. Like, I'd be out playing with my friends, and then we'd be by my apartment, and they're like, hey, let's go to your place for ice water. I'm like, dang it. And there I was, passing out bowls of water with ice to my friends like they're cats. Here you go, John, pass that down. Kids are mean, right? They're like, what the heck is wrong with the ice? I said, oh, man, you got the Capri Sun compartment. You're lucky. I was saving that for me. My other friend's like, why does my water taste like ham? I was like, oh, protein. Protein. That was a ham compartment for sure. Nice. You guys laugh one at a time. We'll get to everybody. You know what I mean? Yeah, most comedy shows all together. We're going to go one at a time, each section. So if there's any questions, thank you. Yeah, that's for sure $10 off of the late fees right there. That was a good laugh. Heck yeah. You guys, that is my time. Are you guys ready for more show? Oh, man. Thank you guys for coming out. I'm going to hand the mic over. Enjoy your headliner. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, my goodness.
Yo, one more hand for Jesus before he literally got on a plane at 5 a.m. to come out here from Vegas, so.
And now he's going back.
Yeah, and now he's going
Now
back.
he's going back. Am I on?
Oh, yeah.
Are we on?
Two-man
Hello?
show. One man. All right.
Yes.
I have more words to say. All right, thank you so much. That was fun. I actually wrote that. All right, who's waiting for some more jokes? Oh, come on. Chris is wait. All right, yeah. Take it over.
All right. Chris Estrada is a stand-up comedian from Los Angeles, California. He is the co-creator and star of Hulu's This Fool.
Yay.
Last year, he did a program for us highlighting the 40th anniversary of the comic book Love and Rockets. He's a friend of the library, and now it's our pleasure to welcome to our LA Made stage, Chris Estrada. Woo.
How you guys doing? Hope everybody's doing all right. It's nice to be here. We're gonna be scanning everybody's cards, see who owes money. I feel like some of you owe money, pay up. That's what I'm here to do. It's nice to be here at the library. It's nice to be here at the library. I feel very familiar with the library. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up broke, so the library played an important part in my life. It was my nanny. It was my nanny. I was dropped off at the library many times throughout the years, all over LA and LA County. I was raised by the library. I don't know that they wanted to raise me, but I was raised by them. It's nice to be here. You know, I just want to tell you guys a little bit about myself. I used to work at a warehouse before I did stand-up comedy full-time, and sometimes people ask me, like, oh, do you miss working at your warehouse job? Thinking I'm going to say no, thinking I'm going to be like, I'll never go back to that job, you know? But I miss it. I really do. I miss it all the time. I miss it a lot because, you know, as a comedian, you have to work really hard to be, like, smart, funny, and clever. But what was great about being funny in my warehouse job is you don't have to be any of those things. Like, I'm telling you right now, I was considered a comedic genius at my warehouse job. Yeah. You put me in a warehouse with 3 chubby Latino guys, I'm gonna make them laugh. Put me in a warehouse with an Armando, an Ernesto, a Jose. I know what my demographic is, you know? Is there a black dude driving a forklift? Because I'm pretty sure I can make them laugh too. Like, if you're wearing a back support belt right now, I'm gonna be your type of comedian. Also, live with your knees, they don't pay you enough, you know? Man, but I miss it, you know, because like I said, you know, you have to work really hard. As a comedian, you have to be smart, funny, and clever all the time. But what was great is you don't have to be any of those things at my warehouse job. And I know that because one time I was unloading trucks with my coworker, Armando, and he was covered in sweat. He was like drenched. And I went up to him and I said, damn, fool, you look cold. Put a sweater on. And they laughed about that shit for 2 weeks. They could not get enough of it. I was like the Richard Pryor of my warehouse job. They loved it. I remember one time Jose came up to me, he was like, hey, what was that joke you told Armando a few weeks ago? I go, well, get ready for this. He was covered in sweat, right? So I told him that he looked cold and he should put a sweater on. And Jose said, how do you come up with this shit? You should be a comedian. What are you doing here? I was like a Goodwill Hunting on my warehouse job. Every few weeks they would take me outside and go, listen, kid, you're better than this. I don't know. I feel like I messed up, though, because I never told any of them that I was a comedian. I never told any of them. But I think maybe it was for the best. I really do. I think it might have been for the best. Because I feel like if I would have told them that I was a comedian, they would have wanted to come to a show like this one. But they would have come with the same expectations of how I was funny at the warehouse. And how I was funny at the warehouse is definitely how I try not to be funny as a comedian. Like, I just have a feeling if they were here today, they would come up to me after the show and go, you know, that was all right. Yeah. But why didn't you do that sweater joke about Armando? I know those people didn't work with us, but I think they would have got it. You have no idea. I could have been the Juan Seinfeld of shipping and receiving. You know how great my life would have been? It would have been amazing. I know it's right now people are scared about talking about politics, but I think it's important. I think people should know where performers stand on. I want to let you guys know where I stand politically. It's important for you guys to know this about me. I'm not a big supporter of small businesses. Not a small business type of guy. I like big ass businesses. For real. I don't like mom and pops. If you have a business here, don't invite me. I'm not gonna go. I like CEOs. That's what I like. I like businesses so big, there's other big businesses inside of them. You know, like a Target with the Starbucks in it? That's what I love. That's what I love. That's what I need. But I love that. But, you know, the real reason I don't like to support small businesses is because I have IBS. If you guys don't know what that means I have irritable bowel syndrome. If you don't know what that means I'm always 5 minutes away from crapping my pants. And I don't know if you ever ran into a small business clenching your ass on the verge of shitting yourself, and you asked to use the bathroom. But these stone cold killers will look you in the eyes and say no to you. They don't care how much pain you're in. They don't care. Small business owners are unreasonable people. They're so unreasonable that you could run into a small business, hold them up at gunpoint, and they would be like, hey, take whatever you want, just don't use the restroom. They try to be slick about it too. One time I ran into a small business, and I was in pain. I had to go, like, right, you know? And I ran in there, and I was like, miss, can I use your bathroom? It's an emergency. And she said, oh, I'm sorry, we don't have any restrooms. I'm like, oh, yeah, where do you shit at? Can I go there? You don't think I know what that door is behind you? There's a toilet in there. Stop being greedy with it. But you know what? Don't get me wrong. I don't love corporations. I don't love Target. I don't love Walmart. I don't love Best Buy. All these big, huge corporate chains. A lot of these chains, they don't care about human beings, right? Corporations don't care about human beings. And if they don't care about human beings, they definitely don't care about their employees, right? A lot of them, they don't pay their employees adequate wages. Oftentimes, they don't give them health insurance. Sometimes they make it really hard for them to unionize. They're objectively evil, right? But I'm gonna tell you this right now. You run into a Target almost shitting your pants, and these kind-hearted souls will open up their hearts and be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Go down aisle 15, make a left at the towels, shit on the floor, we do not care. One of our underpaid workers will clean it up. Don't worry about it. I'm usually like a pretty liberal guy, but anytime I have diarrhea, I'm like a Republican real quick. I'm like, don't tax corporations, they're people too. They open up their bathrooms to us. Man. I took my cat out for a walk this morning. Took my cat out, mostly because I don't respect myself. Took my cat out. Me and my girlfriend have a cat, and we take her out for walks. We love our cat so much. We don't have any kids right now, me and my girlfriend, so we're those annoying people that when a couple brings up their children, we bring up our cat. When a couple's like, we can't sleep at night because our baby's in their terrible twos right now. And I was like, oh, our cat gets the zoomies around 3 o'clock. So we know what you're going through. I feel your pain, you know. But yeah, we got this cat about 2 years ago, and my girlfriend thought it would be a good idea. She saw this show called My Cat from Hell, and it's like The Dog Whisperer, but for cats, you know. And my girlfriend was like, we should see if it likes to go out on walks, because they do that in that show. They take cats out for walks. And my girlfriend's like, let's buy it a harness, let's buy it a leash, and see if it likes going out for walks. I'm gonna tell you this right now, it doesn't like going out for walks. It loves going out for walks. It won't leave me alone. Every damn morning at 7:30, it's meowing in my face to get up and take it out for a walk. Every morning. It won't shut up until I do it. And it's annoying, too, because the other day I took her out for a walk at 7:30 in the morning. And the thing about cats is cats don't walk like dogs. Like, you know, dogs will walk in a straight line with you. They'll walk for like 2 to 3 miles, right? But a cat walks like a pedophile after school's been let out. I know this is controversial, but I know we're alarmed by pedophiles, justly. Nobody thinks they're good people. But cats are creeps. I'm going to tell you this. Cats are creeps because they don't walk like dogs. Dogs don't walk because they're charming. Cats will hide behind bushes. They stay in a small parameter, they hide behind a bush, then they run to another bush and hide behind that. And then they hide behind cars. And the other day when we were walking her, it was 7:30 in the morning, and she went across the street and she started hiding behind a bush. And there was nowhere for me to stand except for behind a tree. And that morning, a woman comes out to move her car, and she doesn't see my cat, but when she turns the corner, she sees me hiding behind a tree. And she goes, "Oh my God, what the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "Miss, it's okay, I'm only walking my cat." And then she went, "Oh, you a weirdo. What's wrong with you? I thought you were gonna be like a normal pervert and try to assault me or something." I'm creeped out now. It's awful. Been with my girlfriend for 7 years though, and I made up my mind we're gonna get married this year finally. We're finally gonna get married. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't clap. Don't make me regret it. Don't do that. I don't do it for the claps. I don't say it because of the claps. And I'm also not ready to marry her for romantic reasons. I love her, but it's not because I love her that I'm gonna get married with her, if that makes sense. I'm gonna get married with her because about 6 months ago, I shit my pants in front of her. And you know what? I'm not gonna let her break up with me and then she has an ex-boyfriend that shit his pants. Nah, she's gonna have a husband that shit his pants. All right? I'm gonna control the narrative. It was awful. About 6 months ago, she wanted to go on a hike. She said, "Hey, I wanna go on a hike where I can see the ocean. Can you plan that out?" And I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll plan the whole thing out. I didn't plan to shit my pants, but I planned everything else out. And we went hiking over in Topanga Canyon, over in Malibu, and it's amazing. I recommend it. Go, you know. You could see the ocean, you're in the forest, it's beautiful. And she packed this amazing lunch of like cheese and salami. But the thing about me, like I said, I have IBS, I'm lactose intolerant, and I have acid reflux. These are all conditions that make me a future husband, you know. Like if you have a boyfriend and he doesn't suffer from any of these conditions, he's not ready to get married, you know. His body is still fighting. Okay. Mine is giving up now. You know, there's no more fight. And she packed this amazing lunch of cheese and salami. And you know what she didn't pack? My medicine, my lactate medicine. And I depend on her like that now. She's like my nurse at this point, really. She's really like my nurse. Before every meal, my girlfriend's like, "Take your lactate medicine." And I go, "There's no dairy in this." And then she goes, "You know how your stomach is?" And I go, "Yeah, you're right." And I feel so defeated. But you know what? Even though I didn't have my medicine on me, I ate all that cheese and salami because I believe in myself, you know? Because I always gamble on myself. I haven't won yet, but, you know. It was awful, too, because when we started hiking back to the car, it was an hour back to the car. It was an hour. And 5 minutes into that hour, my stomach starts cramping up. I'm, like, bloated. You know, I'm gassy. I'm in pain. And she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, I got to go to the bathroom." And I'm like, "And there's nowhere to go." She said, "Just go here right now." I go, "I can't do that." And then she said, "Look at me, I believe in you." You know? And I was like, "You're not a high school basketball coach. Get the hell out of here." And she was like, No, don't worry, I'll keep a lookout." I'm like, "This is not a burglary, run." Then I pulled my pants down and I shit all over that trail. And I don't know if you've ever been with somebody so supportive, it's disgusting. But afterwards, my girlfriend said the worst thing ever. She said, "Don't be embarrassed, your body betrayed you." And it's like, you know what, don't talk to me like that right now. And she's like, no, this is better that this happened 7 years into our relationship than our first year into our relationship. And I'm like, I don't know if you understand the rules of when somebody craps themselves, but you don't talk to them about it, you know? Just walk in silence, you know? And when you get in the car, don't turn on the AC, roll all 4 windows down. She kept wanting to talk about it. She was like, don't be embarrassed. Like, tell me how you're feeling. I go, I didn't shit myself so we could have something to talk about. You know? I was like, it's, you know. But it taught me a valuable lesson. It really did. It taught me a valuable lesson. And that lesson is that me and my girlfriend love differently. We really do love differently. Because if that would have happened to my girlfriend, I would be telling you a story about my ex-girlfriend who shit her pants. You think I would be with someone like that? That is disgusting. Truly. I was like, you couldn't find a Target to go to? What's wrong with you? Man. I signed up for an MMA class. You guys know mixed martial arts? I signed up for one. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. I'm actually, the reason I'm here is I'm going to fight one of you today. Yeah, I am. She doesn't know who she is, but I know who she is. Wouldn't that be crazy? I just start fighting a woman after the show, and then she beats me up, and then I make you guys sign NDAs, being like, you saw nothing. Do not talk about this on social media, you know. But I'm ready to fight, man. I'm ready to fight. A lot of comedians, I think a lot of comedians are learning how to fight because I think they're all like influenced by Joe Rogan and I think they're all scared after seeing like Chris Rock get slapped by Will Smith, you know. I think they're all like, we got to protect ourselves, you know. So I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to fight. I actually grew up fighting. I grew up in a rough neighborhood, so I grew up fighting. I got in a lot of fights when I was growing up. Even into adulthood, I got into a lot of fights. And if I'm being honest, I've lost every single fight I've been in. All of them. I've lost so many fights, it's like a record I'm proud of. Some of you might be thinking, why is this guy bragging about losing fights? But I'll tell you why. What's more impressive, a guy who won 9 fights or me who's been knocked out 35 times and survived? Because when it comes to being defeated, I'm undefeated. Right? Nobody has lost more fights than me. And I want to sound like I'm bragging, but you ain't shit in my neighborhood if you haven't kicked my ass. Everybody's beat me up. I'm talking about Latino gang members, Black gang members, Korean small business owners. All right? They've all made my nose bleed. But even though I lose every fight emotionally, I win every fight. Even though I lose every fight physically, I win every fight emotionally, actually. I'm more of an emotional fighter. Because anybody can win a fight physically. Big dumb gorilla can win a fight physically. You want to be a big dumb gorilla, or you want to be a mastermind who hurts people's feelings? That's how you win a fight emotionally. For example, my best knockout move is after I've been knocked out and the guy's walking away victorious. I like to yell out, hey, fool, I've been beat up by better men than you. You know how confusing that is? That's a man who's going to go home, look himself in the bathroom mirror, and ask himself, I won that fight, but why do I feel like a bitch-ass loser? Because I hurt your feelings, that's why. You know? Because my fighting technique is similar to that of an angry girlfriend in an argument. I just win the fight by saying the most awful thing that had nothing to do with the argument whatsoever. That's how women win fights. Only men are dumb enough to think we win a fight physically. But women are smart enough to say something so messed up to you that it stays with you forever. I know that because a few years ago, I was arguing with my ex-girlfriend, and out of nowhere, she said, that's why your mom's going bald. We were arguing about rent money. What did my poor mother's balding scalp have to do with any of this? Keep her receding hairline out your mouth, you know? That was 9 years ago. I think about that once a week. I think about it when I'm taking a sad man shower. Do you guys know what sad man showers are? It's when a man takes a shower and thinks about his life and he has his hands against the wall like this. You're just letting water hit you, and I'm like, why did I let her talk to me like that? I should call her up and cuss her out. But it was 9 years ago, you know? What do you do? What do you do? But you know, I learned, you know, you learn that if you want to win a fight, you just go personal and low, you know? Like that feminine fighting technique. But you know, that's why if you want to be a good emotional fighter, you have to train with the best emotional fighters. And I really do train with the best. I train with all of my tias. If you don't know what tia is Spanish for divorced, bitter Latinas. Some of the best fighters I know. It's also Spanish for aunts. And my tia Marta told me that if you really want to destroy a man emotionally, all you have to do is yell out, you're a loser, and the only thing you've ever given me is these 3 beautiful children. You don't know how excited I am to use that in my next defeat. Imagine how great that would be. It would be amazing. Man. Sorry, I have to keep looking at this because you guys don't know this, but I cuss a lot in my jokes. And there's kids here, so I'm trying I'm just trying to have a few shits here and there. I'm trying to stay away from the F-bombs. Man, I'm not looking forward to the summer. I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm not looking forward to it. It's already sunny outside and I'm annoyed, you know? You guys don't know me, but I'm miserable. I am a miserable person. I don't know why I'm so miserable. I hate the beach, too. That's what I'm not looking forward to. It's the beach, you know? I don't know. Sometimes I drive by the beach, and I see people having fun. I'm like, go home, you know? What are you doing here? I don't know why it annoys me so much. I think it's not only because I'm miserable. I think the reason I also hate the beach is because I can't swim, and my girlfriend can, which is a problem. It's a problem because anytime we go to the beach together, I just look like her father. Because while she's swimming in the middle of the ocean, I'm standing at the shore going, hey, sweetie, don't go too far. Stay where I can see you. Which is awful because, you know, if my girlfriend started drowning or she got pulled in by a riptide, you know what that means? That means I have to call another man to save my girlfriend. Do you guys know who that other man is? A lifeguard. Have you seen a lifeguard? The ugliest lifeguard is an 8. I used to think I was a 5 until I thought, you know what, that's too close to 8. I'm a 4. I can live with myself, you know. But if a lifeguard saw my girlfriend drowning, I would play defense with him. I would be like, nah, dude, not today. Go to lunch. You saw nothing, I saw nothing. You know? I would. I would prefer if she drowned. I really would. It would be less embarrassing. I would prefer if she drowned. Because imagine if I let him go out there, I got to stand there in the sand in my shorts and awful body. I'm like skinny fat, you know? And my tennis shoes because I got a messed up toenail, so I don't wear flip-flops at the beach. I should wear boots at the beach. That's how self-conscious I am about my feet, you know, with socks on. Yeah. You gotta like get through layers just to see them. I'm not showing them off. But imagine I gotta stand there as another man with a better body swims out there and then carries her out of the ocean in his arms. I can't even carry her on land. Nah, F that, bye. That's what you get for thinking you're a mermaid. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Because how does your romantic life survive after that, you know? How does it survive? Imagine trying to be romantic with your girlfriend later that night after she's been saved by a lifeguard. My girlfriend would have every reason to tell me, you know what? Romance is for swimmers, okay? Let's call a lifeguard. All right, get out of here. I'm actually hanging out with him tonight, you know? And I would understand. I would be like, well, he can swim. I get it. Oh, man. I feel like quarantine was a crazy time. Quarantine was crazy. Because I feel like during quarantine, a lot of people were just going crazy. And, you know, there's so much unrest in the streets and everything. I knew people were going crazy because I don't know if you remember this, but back 2 years ago during quarantine, there was a KKK rally in Huntington Beach. Isn't that crazy? Maybe it's not crazy for Orange County, but it's pretty crazy. Maybe for Orange County it's normal, but for a KKK rally to be an hour outside of Los Angeles, that's insane. That's insane. It got me really mad. It pissed me off. Because all I kept thinking is, who goes to the beach to be racist? I've never gone to the beach and been racist. I've never looked at the ocean and then thought to myself, you know who's controlling those waves? The Jews. Never been anti-Semitic at the beach. You keep racism where it belongs, okay? Inside your car on the freeway with the windows rolled up, or at the airport under your breath like a good person, okay? Man. There's only 2 feelings I've had at the beach, and racism is not one of them. It's not. There's only 2 feelings I've had at the beach is, you know, sadness and horniness, and that's it. You know, either I'm looking at the ocean thinking, what am I doing with my life? Or I'm looking at other women thinking, I hope my girlfriend doesn't notice. Oh, wait, she's drowning. You know. Let me stop this lifeguard real quick. Man. I'm starting to accept that I'm a dumb person. You should do it. It's great. Like, I don't know if you think you're smart, But if you think you're smart, you're probably dumb. And I know, because I used to think I was smart. And then one day I go, I think I'm an idiot. And my life has gotten so much easier. It's gotten so much easier. And I knew the day I realized that I was an idiot was I had a migraine. I don't know if you guys get migraines, but I get really bad migraines. Like, you know, once a month, maybe like twice a month, I get really bad migraines. I throw up, light hurts my eyes. I can't do anything. One time I was over in Venice Beach, and I had to stay in my car for a few hours because it was impossible for me to drive. And then finally, when I got home, I was like looking on, my migraine was gone, but I was like, God, why do I get migraines? And it occurred to me that I probably get migraines because my brain is so big, because I'm such a smart person. That's the thing I saw, the correlation I thought. I said, oh, I must be a genius. And if you have a big brain, it clearly hurts you sometimes, you know? Because God's not going to let you be perfect, right? God's going to be like, no, you're going to be smart, but you're also going to get headaches every now and then, really bad ones. And you don't know how stupid I felt when I said, I'm going to prove this. I Googled, does getting migraines mean you have a high IQ? And it does not. It does not. That's when I realized I'm just an idiot who gets headaches. That's it. Nothing more. That's all I am. Man. Let's see where I'm going with this. I made the mistake of getting on Twitter earlier today. Are you guys Twitter people? You guys are Twitter people? Don't get on Twitter. It's a bad website. You know what's wrong with Twitter is that there's the two loudest voices on Twitter are racist people who are pretty ignorant, and then and good-natured people who are trying to convince you that they're not racist. And people who are trying to convince you that they're not racist, I understand that they're probably doing a good thing, but I'm always suspicious about them because they're always trying a little hard. They sound kind of crazy sometimes. Like I saw this young woman the other day, she tweeted, if I could bring my dad back to life, I would talk to him about his white male privilege. And I thought to myself, you know, you could just tell that fool you miss him, right? Nobody's asking you to have that conversation. Okay. That's how I know you come from money and privilege, if you could solve your problems with words. That's how I know. Like, I grew up broke, so if my dad came back to life, I would fight him. Because that's how broke people handle their problems, okay? I would be like, this for leaving the family when I was 10, you know? This for not leaving me any land in Mexico when you died, you know? This for selling me my first car for $700 when you bought it for $500, you know? I know you have a bad relationship with your dad when you laugh really hard at that last part. I go, oh, it's just a room of hurt people. Hurt people who were ripped off by their fathers. But he would fight back if that would happen, because broke people fight back. He would be like, this for ruining my life at 24. You know? But that's just crazy to me that she tweeted that, even though it never happened. But imagine if it did happen. Imagine you're some poor dead white dad, and out of the miracle of resurrection, you pop out of your grave, and you think, oh my God, I'm alive. And you go, I need to see my baby girl one last time before this is all over. You run out the cemetery, and you're just running down the street for miles and miles, and a car drives by, and they're like, is that a dead white dad? And you're like, mind your business, you know? Then you finally get home, and you open up the door, and you see your daughter, and you're like, let me hug you before this is all over. And then she says, Dad, I just saw a TikTok video about white male privilege, and we need to have a conversation, you know? Like, after beating up my dad, I wouldn't be like, hey, Dad, get up real quick. One time you said a messed up thing about Guatemalans, and I think this could be a learning moment for both of us, you know? Don't be like that with them, you know? But that's what people are saying right now. There's a big conversation right now where people are saying, talk to your family members about their racism, about their homophobia, about their transphobia. A lot of people are saying that right now, and I understand that that's a good intention. But I don't know what an awkward conversation is going to solve over dinner, you know? That's not going to do it. Like, it's a good intention, I just don't know, because people are so much more complex than their nasty feelings that they have up front, you know? Like, you expect me to talk to my uncle about his homophobia at this baptism? I want to be invited back to these parties, you know? And also, what is the conversation going to do, really? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. My uncle has been homophobic for 30 years, right? But he's also been an alcoholic for 50 years. So I got to talk to him about his alcoholism first. Then I got to tell him that his wife is a human being before I can convince him that, hey, you know what? Gay fools are pretty funny too, okay? Just take it easy on them. Oh, man. I'll leave you guys on this last thing. I grew up with all of my older cousins. I specifically grew up with my older cousin named Luis. And when we were growing up, he always made fun of me. He was constantly making fun of me. You guys know that older cousin you have in your life that just clowns you all the time, right? But now that we're older, this guy's married. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's super busy being a family man. But it means the world to me that he calls me at least once a week to tell me that I'm gay, even though I'm not. But that's how immature and homophobic my cousin is. My cousin thinks calling anything gay is funny, Like the other day, I was talking to him, and I was like, hey, fool, I got to let you go. I'm going to go to the gym. And he said, who are you going to go to the gym with, your boyfriend? This man is 45, by the way. 45. Just to give you a better idea about the kind of person my cousin is, I don't know if you remember when you were in high school, and you open up your textbook, and there's graffiti in your textbook, and that graffiti said, go to page 205. And you're like, you know what? I came here for algebra, but this is an adventure. Start skipping a bunch of pages. You skip a bunch of pages. You get to page 205, and there's more graffiti that says, go to page 307, and you're like, I'm in it to win it, Start skipping a bunch of pages, and you get to page 307, and it says, go back to page 99, and you're like, what kind of prize awaits me there? Start skipping all the way back. And you get to page 99, and it says you're gay as hell. That was my cousin. But you know what the hard part is? The real hard part, we all laugh at that, but how do you argue with someone who comes from the generation that thinks calling someone gay is the best insult of all time, How do you argue with these people? Because who cares if someone calls you gay, right? If you're a straight man and someone calls you gay as an insult, what does it matter? It's only a sexual orientation. Shouldn't mean anything to you. Like if someone calls you gay, just go, I'm not. And they're going to be like, oh, okay, well, just meant it as a joke, Just go, I take it seriously. Just go, actually, I'm not. This is my wife. And they'll be so uncomfortable, But, I tried arguing this point with my cousin one time. I was talking to him on the phone, and I said, listen, Luis, you can't keep calling me gay. That's not cool, because I got gay friends, and you probably have gay friends. You don't even know it because they won't tell you that they're gay because you're going to make fun of them. And I thought I got to him because he stayed quiet for like half a minute. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm changing hearts and minds over here. Then he finally spoke up, and he was like, damn, dude, you're right. I feel bad because I have been calling you gay this whole time as a funny insult, but after hearing everything you just told me right now, I realize that you are gay because that's the gayest thing I've ever heard in my life. And that's when I learned that you keep your family close, and then you just block your ignorant cousin on social media. You don't need to know his views on anything. It's all right. All right, thanks a lot, everyone.